Welcome to the History of Simple Things, where we delve into the fascinating history behind the little things that shape our world. Lab-grown meat, also known as cultured meat, is an emerging technology that could reshape the food industry and revolutionize the way we think about meat consumption. For decades, scientists have been experimenting with the idea of growing meat from animal cells, hoping to create a more ethical, sustainable, and efficient way of producing protein. While the concept of lab-grown meat may sound like science fiction, it's a reality that is rapidly advancing. In this video, we'll explore the science behind lab-grown meat, how it's made, the challenges it faces, and its potential benefits for the environment and global food security. Lab-grown meat starts with a small sample of animal cells, typically muscle stem cells, which are taken from a living animal. These cells are capable of self-renewal and can differentiate into the various types of cells that make up muscle tissue, the primary component of meat. Once these cells are extracted, they are placed into a bioreactor, a carefully controlled environment designed to mimic the natural conditions inside an animal's body. The bioreactor provides the cells with the necessary nutrients, oxygen, and other conditions that allow them to multiply and grow into muscle fibers. The growth medium used in the bioreactor is a crucial element of the process. This nutrient-rich solution contains everything the cells need to thrive, including amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and growth factors. In the early stages of cultured meat development, fetal bovine serum, FBS, derived from cow fetuses, was used as a growth medium. However, ethical concerns and the high cost of FBS have led researchers to develop plant-based or synthetic alternatives that are just as effective. This shift toward more sustainable growth media is critical to making lab-grown meat more commercially viable and environmentally friendly. The process of growing muscle cells in a bioreactor can take several weeks. During this time, the cells divide and form muscle fibers, which are the building blocks of meat. To create a final product that resembles conventional meat, scientists must also replicate the texture and structure of meat. One way to do this is by using scaffolding, a structure that provides the cells with something to grow on, mimicking the natural alignment of muscle tissue in an animal. In some cases, electrical or mechanical stimulation is applied to the cells to encourage them to contract and strengthen, much like how muscles develop in living animals. Producing lab-grown meat isn't just about growing muscle cells. It's about creating a complex product that closely resembles traditional meat in terms of taste, texture, and nutritional value. This is one of the most significant challenges in cultured meat production. Conventional meat is made up of muscle cells, fat cells, connective tissue, and blood vessels, all of which contribute to the overall flavor, juiciness, and mouthfeel of the meat. Recreating this intricate structure in a laboratory setting is no easy feat. To address this challenge, scientists are working on techniques to incorporate fat cells and other tissue types into the cultured meat. Fat cells play a crucial role in giving meat its flavor and tenderness. In lab-grown meat, these cells are often grown alongside muscle cells in the bioreactor, or they can be added later in the process to enhance the taste and texture of the final product. By carefully controlling the proportions of muscle and fat, researchers can fine-tune the flavor and nutritional content of the meat, potentially creating healthier versions of traditional meat with lower fat content or higher levels of beneficial nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids. One of the most compelling reasons for developing lab-grown meat is its potential to reduce the environmental impact of traditional livestock farming. The current system of meat production is resource-intensive and contributes significantly to environmental degradation. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, livestock farming is responsible for about 14.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions, mainly due to methane released by ruminant animals like cows. In addition to greenhouse gas emissions, raising animals for meat requires vast amounts of land, water, and feed, all of which contribute to deforestation, habitat loss, and overuse of natural resources. Lab-grown meat offers a more sustainable alternative to traditional meat production. Because it doesn't require raising animals, it could significantly reduce the amount of land and water needed for meat production. Moreover, the process produces far fewer greenhouse gas emissions, particularly when considering the methane produced by cows. Some studies suggest that cultured meat could reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 96% compared to conventional beef production. Additionally, lab-grown meat has the potential to reduce the use of antibiotics and hormones, which are commonly used in livestock farming and can contribute to antibiotic resistance and other health issues. In addition to its environmental benefits, lab-grown meat offers potential advantages in terms of food safety and public health. Because the production process is highly controlled, lab-grown meat is less likely to be contaminated with harmful bacteria, parasites, or other pathogens that can be present in conventionally farmed meat. This could reduce the risk of foodborne illnesses and improve overall food safety. Moreover, lab-grown meat can be produced without the need for antibiotics, reducing the risk of antibiotic resistance, a growing global health concern linked to the overuse of antibiotics in livestock farming. However, there are still questions to be answered about the long-term health effects of consuming lab-grown meat. While the technology is advancing rapidly, there is limited research on the potential health impacts of eating cultured meat over extended periods. As lab-grown meat becomes more widely available, it will be important to conduct thorough studies to ensure that it is safe and nutritious for consumers. Lab-grown meat is still in its early stages, but the progress made in recent years has been remarkable. In 2013, the first lab-grown burger was unveiled, costing around $330,000 to produce. Today, the cost of producing lab-grown meat has dropped significantly, and several companies are working on scaling up production to bring cultured meat to the market at a competitive price. The first commercial sale of lab-grown meat occurred in Singapore in 2020, and other countries are expected to follow suit as regulatory approval processes are established. While lab-grown meat holds tremendous promise, there are still significant challenges to overcome before it can become a mainstream food product. Scaling up production to meet global demand, reducing costs, and ensuring consistent quality are all major hurdles that need to be addressed. Additionally, consumer acceptance of lab-grown meat will play a crucial role in its success. Some people may be hesitant to try meat grown in a lab, while others may embrace it as a more ethical and sustainable alternative to traditional meat. Lab-grown meat is a remarkable scientific achievement that has the potential to transform the way we produce and consume meat. By growing meat from animal cells in a controlled environment, we can reduce the environmental impact of livestock farming, improve food safety, and create more ethical and sustainable food systems. The science behind lab-grown meat offers a glimpse into a future where we can enjoy real meat without the need for raising and slaughtering animals. As the technology continues to advance, lab-grown meat could play a vital role in addressing some of the biggest challenges facing our food systems, from climate change to global food security. Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving into a question that has puzzled many of us for years, if not decades. Why do hot dogs come 10 to a pack while buns come 8 to a pack? It's one of those quirks of modern life that seems to defy logic. You go to the store, pick up a pack of hot dogs, and then reach for the buns, only to realize you'll always have either extra hot dogs or extra buns. It's a classic mismatch that has sparked numerous debates, countless jokes, and even a few creative solutions. But where did this odd pairing come from? And why does it persist to this day? Let's dive deep into the history, the economics, and the cultural factors behind this hot dog bun conundrum. To understand why hot dogs and buns are packaged differently, we first need to look back at the history of these two iconic food items. The hot dog, as we know it today, has roots that trace back to Germany. Sausages have been a staple in German cuisine for centuries, with each region boasting its own variations. When German immigrants came to the United States in the 19th century, they brought their beloved sausages with them. These sausages were often sold by street vendors, who found that they could make them more convenient to eat by placing them in a split roll. Thus, the hot dog was born. On the other hand, hot dog buns have a different origin story. The use of buns to hold sausages likely started at the turn of the 20th century, with several competing claims about who first came up with the idea. One popular story credits Charles Feltman, a German immigrant who operated a food stand on Coney Island. Feltman is said to have begun serving sausages in a bun to make them easier to eat while walking. Another version of the story credits Anton Feuchtwanger, a Bavarian concessionaire who used buns to serve sausages at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. Regardless of who invented it, the bun quickly became an essential part of the hot dog experience. Let's talk about the packaging. Why do hot dogs typically come in packs of 10 while buns come in packs of 8? The answer lies in the industrial practices of the early 20th century. When hot dogs began to be mass-produced, they were typically made in a linked chain and sold by the pound. A standard hot dog weighs around 1.6 ounces, so 10 hot dogs add up to about a pound. This weight-based packaging made sense for producers and consumers alike, as it was a convenient and familiar unit of measurement. Hot dog buns, however, were produced by bakeries, which operated under different conventions. Bread products, including buns, were often baked in trays that held 4 or 8 rolls. This was due to the size of the ovens and the baking trays commonly used at the time. As a result, buns were typically packaged in multiples of 4 or 8. This discrepancy between meat and bread production methods led to the mismatched packaging we see today. Economics also plays a significant role in why this mismatch persists. For hot dog manufacturers, producing 10 hot dogs per pack is a well-established standard. Changing this would require retooling production lines, which would be a costly and complex process. Additionally, selling hot dogs by the pound remains a logical approach, as it allows for easy pricing and consistency across different brands and products. Bakeries, on the other hand, have their own economic considerations. Producing buns in multiples of 8 is efficient given the existing baking equipment and processes. Switching to packs of 10 would mean changing the size of baking trays, ovens, and packaging machinery, which would be expensive and time-consuming. Furthermore, buns are often sold in various formats: hamburger buns, sandwich rolls, etc. So standardizing all these products to match hot dog packaging would be impractical. For many people, hot dogs and buns are a staple of summer barbecues, sporting events, and quick family meals. The idea of having a few extra hot dogs or buns isn't seen as a significant inconvenience. Rather, it's just part of the experience. This mismatch has become a part of American culinary culture. It's a quirk that people joke about, but it's also a shared experience that brings a sense of nostalgia and tradition. Attempting to change this might face resistance from consumers who are accustomed to the current packaging and have built their cooking habits around it. Over the years, there have been attempts to address the hot dog bun packaging mismatch. Some manufacturers have experimented with different pack sizes to offer a more balanced solution. For instance, certain brands have produced hot dogs in packs of 8 or buns in packs of 10. However, these attempts have not significantly changed the overall market dynamics, as the traditional pack sizes remain dominant. One notable effort to address the mismatch came from Heinz, the well-known ketchup and condiment company. In 2021, Heinz launched a campaign called the Hot Dog Pact, advocating for standardization of hot dog and bun packaging. The campaign garnered a lot of media attention and support from consumers, highlighting the widespread frustration with the mismatch. Despite this, the campaign faced significant logistical challenges, and the industry's entrenched practices proved difficult to change. Another interesting aspect of the hot dog bun equation is the role of packaging innovation. In recent years, there have been advances in food packaging that could potentially help solve the mismatch. The rise of bulk buying and warehouse stores has introduced new packaging formats. At stores like Costco or Sam's Club, you can often find larger packs of hot dogs and buns, which might come closer to matching quantities. These bulk options cater to families and events where larger quantities of food are needed, reducing the impact of the mismatch. The hot dog bun mismatch also has an interesting psychological aspect. It's a small, everyday inconvenience that most people simply accept as part of life. However, it also serves as a conversation starter and a shared cultural touchstone. Discussing the mismatch can be a way for people to bond over a common experience, even if it's just a minor frustration. Moreover, the mismatch can be seen as a reflection of broader themes in life and society. It's a reminder that not everything aligns perfectly, and that sometimes we need to adapt and find creative solutions to problems. This adaptability is a hallmark of human ingenuity and resilience, and the hot dog bun mismatch is a lighthearted example of how we navigate everyday challenges. Looking ahead, will the hot dog bun mismatch ever be resolved? It's hard to say. While there are certainly logistical and economic barriers to changing the current packaging standards, there is also a growing awareness of the issue and a desire for more convenient solutions. As consumer preferences evolve and new technologies emerge, it's possible that we may see more innovative packaging options that better align quantities. However, it's also possible that the mismatch will remain a charming quirk of the food world, something that continues to spark conversations and inspire creative solutions. Whether through industry-wide changes or individual adaptations, the hot dog bun conundrum will likely persist as a fascinating example of how historical practices, economic considerations, and cultural factors intersect in our everyday lives. Why do hot dogs come 10 to a pack while buns come 8 to a pack? It's a question with deep historical roots, economic reasoning, and cultural significance. From the industrial practices of the early 20th century to the economic efficiencies of today, and from the shared cultural experiences to the creative solutions we devise, this mismatch is a multifaceted puzzle. While it may seem like a simple packaging oversight, it's actually a reflection of the complex interplay between different industries, consumer habits, and historical traditions. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the world of hot dogs and buns. I hope you've enjoyed exploring this quirky question as much as I have. If you have any thoughts or creative solutions for dealing with the extra hot dogs or buns, be sure to share them in the comments below. Few foods embody the intersection of history, culture, and convenience, quite like canned corned beef. Born out of necessity in the 19th century, this preserved meat product has traversed continents and culinary traditions, becoming a beloved staple in kitchens worldwide. Join us on a journey through time and taste as we unravel the fascinating story of how canned corned beef evolved from a wartime ration to a global culinary phenomenon. Canned corned beef's journey begins amidst the transformative fervor of the Industrial Revolution in the early 19th century. It emerged not just as a solution to food preservation challenges, but as a testament to human ingenuity in adapting to the demands of modernity. From its humble origins in military provisions to its integration into diverse culinary traditions across the globe, canned corned beef has evolved into a symbol of resilience and adaptation, in the face of changing times. Canned corned beef story intertwines with the advent of canning technology, pioneered by Nicholas Appert and Peter Durand. This revolutionary process, sealing cooked meats in airtight containers, promised to extend shelf life and ensure food safety, a critical development for military campaigns, exploration voyages, and distant settlements. Corned beef, with its salt-cured brisket preserved in cans, emerged as one of the earliest meats to be canned, owing to its durability and suitability for long journeys. In the United States, the Civil War era saw canned corned beef gain prominence as a staple in Union Army rations, marking its transition from a wartime necessity to a household convenience. Its journey mirrored broader shifts in food consumption patterns and logistics, setting the stage for its global ascent. As the 20th century dawned, canned corned beef embarked on a journey of global expansion, fueled by necessity and culinary curiosity alike. In Europe, it became synonymous with wartime provisions during World War I and II, earning monikers like bully beef among British troops. Its robust tin can packaging became a lifeline during rationing periods, highlighting its role as a versatile, shelf-stable food source in times of scarcity. Across the Atlantic, in the Caribbean and Latin America, canned corned beef found fertile ground in local cuisines. From Jamaican corned beef and cabbage to Cuban ropa vieja, this preserved meat seamlessly integrated into traditional dishes, adapting to regional flavors while retaining its convenience and practicality. Similarly, in the Pacific Islands, particularly in Hawaii and Samoa, canned corned beef became a culinary cornerstone. Dishes like corned beef hash evolved from pragmatic use of leftovers into beloved comfort foods, blending American influences with indigenous culinary practices. Beyond its practical applications, canned corned beef assumed cultural significance across continents and generations. In New Zealand, where it remains a pantry staple, corned beef fritters evoke memories of family meals and Sunday brunches. In South Africa, sautert and boboti are cherished dishes showcasing how this preserved meat has been integrated into local culinary traditions, reflecting a fusion of global influences. Across Asia, from the Philippines to South Korea, canned corned beef found enthusiastic adoption, adapting to local tastes and cooking techniques. Its versatility, whether stir-fried with vegetables or simmered in savory stews, speaks to its enduring appeal in diverse gastronomic landscapes. In Latin America, canned corned beef transcends socioeconomic divides, from rustic kitchens to haute cuisine. Brazilian pastel de carne and Argentine empanadas feature this ingredient, underscoring its adaptability and enduring relevance in regional fare. Throughout its journey, canned corned beef has evolved not only culturally, but also technologically. Advances in canning processes, packaging, and quality control measures have enhanced its safety, nutritional value, and consumer appeal. Modern innovations in can design and preservation techniques address concerns about freshness and sustainability, ensuring that canned corned beef meets contemporary standards for convenience and quality. Today, consumers can choose from a variety of options, including low-sodium, organic, and plant-based alternatives, reflecting shifting dietary preferences and health-conscious trends. The evolution of canned corned beef mirrors broader trends in the food industry, where innovation meets tradition to meet the demands of a dynamic, global market. Economically, canned corned beef plays a pivotal role in global trade and agricultural markets, supporting livelihoods in farming communities and providing economic opportunities in processing and distribution sectors. As a reliable source of protein, it continues to be an essential component of food aid programs and humanitarian relief efforts in regions affected by natural disasters and conflict. Socially, canned corned beef fosters community resilience and cultural identity, serving as a culinary bridge across generations and geographical boundaries. Its affordability and accessibility make it a pantry staple for families worldwide, ensuring that meals are not just nourishing but also culturally resonant. Looking ahead, the future of canned corned beef is poised for further innovation and adaptation. As consumers prioritize sustainability and environmental stewardship, there is growing interest in eco-friendly packaging and ethically sourced ingredients. Innovations in food technology, including alternative proteins and plant-based substitutes, offer new avenues for the canned corned beef industry to explore, catering to evolving dietary preferences and global culinary trends. Furthermore, as global culinary tastes continue to evolve, canned corned beef is well-positioned to meet the demand for convenient, nutritious, and culturally diverse food options. Its ability to adapt to local cuisines while retaining its core appeal as a pantry staple ensures that it will remain a fixture in kitchens worldwide. Canned corned beef's journey from humble beginnings to global culinary staple is a testament to its enduring appeal and cultural significance. From military rations to gourmet delicacies, its adaptability and versatility have made it a beloved ingredient in kitchens around the world. As we reflect on its rich history and contemplate its future horizons, one thing remains clear. Canned corned beef is more than just a preserved meat product. It is a symbol of resilience, innovation, and the power of food to connect us across time and place. Whether enjoyed in a traditional stew or reimagined in a contemporary fusion dish, canned corned beef continues to inspire, nourish, and delight. Hello, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating history of one of the most iconic food products in the world, Spam. This canned meat has a reputation that transcends generations, making it a staple in kitchens across the globe. From its humble beginnings to its status as a pop culture phenomenon, Spam has truly stood the test of time. So grab a seat and maybe even a can of Spam, as we unravel the story of why this simple product has become an ageless, multi-generational favorite. The story of Spam begins in the late 1930s, a period marked by economic recovery and innovation in the United States. It was during this time that George A. Hormel and Company, now known as Hormel Foods Corporation, introduced Spam to the market. The name Spam itself is shrouded in mystery and speculation. Some say it stands for spiced ham, while others believe it's a portmanteau of shoulder of pork and ham. Regardless of its etymology, Spam was an instant success, thanks to its affordability, long shelf life, and convenience. Spam's breakthrough moment came during World War II. With millions of soldiers stationed around the world, there was a dire need for non-perishable, easy-to-transport food. Spam fit the bill perfectly. It became a vital part of the military diet, earning nicknames like ham that didn't pass its physical and meatloaf without basic training. Soldiers consumed billions of cans of Spam, and when they returned home, their newfound appreciation for this canned meat helped cement its place in American households. Post-war America saw Spam's popularity continue to rise. The 1950s were a time of culinary experimentation and convenience, and Spam was featured prominently in countless recipes and advertisements. It was affordable, versatile, and most importantly, it was everywhere. Spam became a symbol of the American dream, representing prosperity and modernity in a post-war era. Housewives incorporated Spam into casseroles, sandwiches, and breakfast dishes, making it a quintessential part of mid-century American cuisine. But Spam's appeal wasn't confined to the United States. During and after World War II, Spam made its way to other parts of the world, often brought by American troops. In the Philippines, Spam became a beloved part of the local diet, integrated into dishes like Spam silog, which combines Spam with garlic fried rice and a fried egg. In South Korea, Spam is so popular that it is often given as a gift during the Lunar New Year and Chuseok, the Korean Harvest Festival. It's commonly found in army stew, a dish that originated from the Korean War when local ingredients were scarce and soldiers shared their rations, including Spam. In Hawaii, Spam's influence is particularly significant. Hawaiians consume more Spam per capita than any other state, and it's a key ingredient in local dishes such as Spam musubi, a sushi-like snack that wraps Spam and rice in seaweed. The annual Spam Jam Festival in Waikiki celebrates this unique relationship, drawing thousands of locals and tourists alike to enjoy Spam-inspired dishes and festivities. The cultural integration of Spam in these regions showcases its adaptability and the way it has been embraced and reinvented by different communities around the world. The brand has embraced its quirky reputation with clever marketing and community engagement. The introduction of flavors like Spam with bacon, Spam teriyaki, and even Spam pumpkin spice has allowed the product to stay fresh and appealing to new generations. The brand's willingness to experiment and innovate has helped it remain a beloved staple in an ever-changing food landscape. Let's not forget the practical reasons behind Spam's enduring popularity. Its long shelf life makes it a reliable pantry staple, especially in times of crisis. During natural disasters, economic downturns, and even global pandemics, Spam's availability and versatility have proven invaluable. It can be eaten straight out of the can, fried, baked, or incorporated into countless recipes, making it an incredibly adaptable food item. This reliability and versatility have helped Spam maintain its place in households for decades. Despite its many fans, Spam has also faced its share of criticism. Some people deride it as mystery meat, questioning its nutritional value and ingredients. However, Spam is made from simple components: pork shoulder, ham, salt, water, sugar, and sodium nitrite. While it may not be a health food, it's certainly not the overly processed product some imagine it to be. In recent years, there has been a growing appreciation for Spam among food enthusiasts and chefs who recognize its unique flavor and potential in gourmet dishes. As we look to the future, Spam continues to evolve and adapt to changing tastes and trends. Hormel Foods is committed to sustainability and responsible sourcing, ensuring that Spam remains a product that consumers can feel good about purchasing. So why is Spam an ageless, multi-generational favorite? The answer lies in its unique combination of history, versatility, cultural significance, and clever marketing. From its origins as a wartime necessity to its status as a global culinary icon, Spam has managed to capture the hearts and palates of people across the world. It's a testament to the power of a simple product to transcend its humble beginnings and become a beloved part of our collective food heritage. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of Spam. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.